What's up, everybody? Brian Tong here at the Visitor Center right across from Apple Park, where we just got our hands on the new iPhone 14 Pro and the iPhone 14 Pro Max. And yes, there's a lot of talk about that pill hole thingamajigger, but instead, you know what they're gonna call it? Dynamic Island. Welcome to Dynamic Island. And honestly, the crowd, there were a lot of oohs and ahs when you first saw it in action. It's hardware and software. You can see how where you run specific apps like playing music, it changes and adapts different color cues for specific apps. Let's say I'm setting off a timer. You can also see how it morphs and evolves. It can handle basically juggling through multiple apps as well. And just like a really clever way to use your phone that we did not expect. And I think people that were saying, iPhone 14 Pro, I don't know about that. I think this Dynamic Island is gonna be something that really changes their mind. I thought it looked sexy as a content creator who, yes, wants to take advantage of all those new cameras, all the new bells and whistles, the improved 48 megapixel camera, the improved telephoto, the improved ultra wide. At the same time, that Dynamic Island thing, it's kind of like, now we saw the design pretty much. Looks like the iPhone before. I do think that one thing that people are kind of ignoring is during the presentation, they showed that Dynamic Island that gets in the way of content, and that was kind of my biggest worry. And I'm still kind of concerned about how that looks when you're doing any type of, full screen video. We also see some cool things with the camera, the modes, active mode. Now, it's basically, do we need gimbals anymore? Because the way that active mode was shown off, I could probably run around with my phone, take some of these really cool action shots, and it translates silky smooth, kind of like what we've seen with GoPros, kind of like what we've seen with the DJI built into the iPhone. That is really special. We also have the ability for it to detect car crash detection. Apple's been really working with an improved 3-axis gyroscope, an improved accelerometer that samples your movement, something around 3 times per second. We don't necessarily want it to be used, but in case something happens, that's a really key thing as well. And I think the other standout feature obviously is SOS emergency via satellite. Again, Apple showed off how the Apple Watch has changed our lives. And I think that although we may not use it all the time, the fact that SOS emergency via satellite exists, it's gonna be part of every iPhone 14 and 14 Pro purchase. You'll be able to use that service for the first 2 years free of charge. Until then, they'll announce kind of a different program or package. Also, that will be available starting November only in US and Canada. So people like myself, yeah, we're lucky, we're gonna be able to try it. But when I think about the iPhone 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max, with the hands-on that we got, the time in, to me it stands out, obviously, the Dynamic Island, amazing. We also have the new improved camera system and the SOS emergency satellite. Those are the 3 things that really stick out. Obviously, we're gonna get more time. This is a first look. This is a hands-on inside of Steve Jobs Theater. So iPhone 14 Pro, 14 Pro Max, same prices as last year, starting at $999 for the Pro, $1099 for the Pro Max. You can go up to 1 terabyte of storage. You can pre-order September 9th. They will be available September 16th. And you know what? If you had to guess what's my favorite color, purple. Oh yeah, purple, purple, purple.